Hi, it's Akira Rain here once again. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. It's been a long time since I've been on YouTube, and for good reason. A very good friend of mine's daughter has come down and been diagnosed with brain cancer. She will die. This has taken a huge turn into my world of reality and perception, and understanding of grief and death. It was in my belief everybody always knew what happened after we died. And I have never feared death, and I've always known that I'm going to be okay. And I've always been able to talk to those who have crossed over, therefore always knowing that everyone else was okay. Over the past weeks, I've learned that many people don't have that. Call me naive, call me silly, but my heart went out. It went out so strongly, I started to believe that maybe I needed to carry the weight of the world itself. That was simply egotistical. We are all equal, and within that, I know somehow, some way, you can also hear those on the other side. And if not hear them, in your mind, feel them and know that they are safe and that they love you. It is true sometimes people take their time after they cross over, or should I say before they cross over. Often when people die, they take a bit of time on the other side to just think about things and ponder, to make sense of their life. Sometimes they are disappointed that they died. Sometimes they just need to work through some of the choices they made during their life. Either way, this is not a bad place. Time stops here. Time stops after we die. We really don't understand time. We really don't. During this period, the soul still seems to have emotion and ego. It seems to take this time to transition out of being human. Some people do this very quickly, some people do it immediately. But either way, we can still usually talk to them, and we can still usually feel them. Often grief is so strong at first, we won't be able to feel them. Our hearts will be too hurt, missing them so much that feeling them again only makes us hurt more. I understand this. I truly, deeply understand this. Never assume that I'm not human too. Never assume that I don't grieve as well. We're supposed to grieve. We're supposed to feel. We're supposed to feel loss some days. But within this, we must know and must have enough faith, our own faith, whatever we choose to believe, and that the ones who have passed on are okay. We are born spirit. We will die spirit. We don't have to learn or gain anything in between to return from where we first came from. We are energy. Energy will always live on, yes, in a different form, but it still lives on. We don't disappear into nothingness. If we don't feel that we've lived up to our own rules and our own expectations and the expectation of our belief, we won't be forgotten. It will just take us a longer time. And remember, where we will be, we won't feel time to move on and move forward. And it's okay. There are no mistakes here. We will take the exact time we're supposed to. We will live the exact life we're supposed to, and regardless, what we believe in will still accept us. Before we come here, we are spirit. When we leave, we are spirit. We do go back to where we came from. How it all actually works, nobody will ever know. For it seems, if you believe in past lives, when we come back, we are still living a full different life, and it still takes us time to become full of ego and emotions again. What is your faith? You know, faith is really hard because so many of us, it seems there's nothing to follow. And the reality of it is we shouldn't be following anything. We have those answers ourselves. And then it comes into tolerance. How do we become tolerant of belief systems maybe we don't agree with? I use this analogy. The cup. What does that mean? Imagine if you were born with only one view of an item. This item being God or whatever force you call it. Maybe it is very close to you. Maybe all you see your whole life is this. Even if you have this view, it's still different than this view. What if you have the ability to see the whole entire cup? And I see you in there too. Right here you'll have a handle. But if your view is this, you no longer have that handle. And we can argue till the death whose view is right. But it's still the same cup. What if all you see is this? It will have great depth and rings, but it won't be a cup. And we can argue to the death who is right or wrong. What about this view? It has, oh, let me get it in there. It has no depth at all. And it says Demby, it even has a name. And yet, we can still argue. And some of us will have this view. Take a moment and ponder what that would really be like. Some people have a broad view, but no matter what, we can't see 360 and 3D in the whole entire cup. That's why it's very important to not judge another person's belief system or assume what another person believes. It's okay that we don't understand each other all the time. It's important to gain tolerance of another person's belief system. No, we may never ever want to do that ourselves, but who's asking us to? And if somebody else tells you that you're wrong for you, just know that if it's working for you, you definitely won't have to talk about it. You'll live it. Those who run around talking and trying to convert aren't sure of their view of the cup. Maybe their view is actually this, and they've been told to believe this. It's going to be very hard for them to try and make sense of what they see. Maybe they see only color and don't see a cup at all. Maybe they see a different color than the other people. But their view is still right, even though they're going to be told it's wrong. Faith comes from a place where you can accept what's happening to you and still be grateful for it. And this is everything. Okay? You are not going to find all your answers in other people's writings or teachings. You just won't. Why? Because you are their equal. You are created the same as us. You are. That means you have your own answers and your own belief. Absolutely, if you want to read other people's works, sure. But don't take it as soul solidarity truth. You are on your path alone. That is very important. And you must find a faith that creates no fear, that is able to take fear that we all have and put it to the side. That it's able to take fear and say, regardless, I'm going to be okay. And even though I might make what appear to be mistakes, they'll still be worth it. And what I believe in takes care of me, so I alone need no one, even though I want and love those around me. We teach ourselves to be dependent on others. We think sometimes we're supposed to be, but we don't need to be. Absolutely, we can have other people in our lives. Absolutely. So, please, today, from watching this, take away these thoughts. Understand that you are supposed to feel greatly. And try and create your idea of what happens after we die. An ideal that won't create fear. Help yourself understand your perception of losing others and what you think happens to them. And know deeply within that they are okay. Try and find different ways to make your life feel right for you. Work to find a belief system that brings you peace of mind. Work to be in a place that makes you feel content. Work to be in a life you love, no matter how hard it may be sometimes. And most of all, Work to be tolerant. Accept yourself and you will accept all others. Acceptance is the only way. Acceptance brings us to a state of peace. Take care until soon.